Welcome back to TYT Sports. Francis and Jason. Wayne Rooney, England retires, and then Wayne Rooney, retires.
But it's a hell of a run.
Yeah, it doesn't retire from football as some outlets have ran the headline. Wayne Rooney retires, and they're thinking 200 goals. I'm out.
Like give Everton fans one moment.
Yeah,
one moment.
Like, great way to really install myself into the Everton history books, and then I'm checking out after 2 goals. No, he retired from English football. Basically, as a national, the all-time leading goal scorer for the English national team. Yeah, so, as far as this clip goes, it's going to be a Rooney pumping. Of course, it's going to be a Rooney pumping.
Because look, let's say he played in next year's World Cup. I have a lot of questions regarding this. I'm curious if this was this entirely Rooney's idea, because we know that England's national team is trying to get younger, and there might not have been a starting spot for him in the 2018 World Cup. But there's some wonderful numbers about it, and statistically, he's of course a standout in terms of English strikers. Now, did he get close to raising a trophy with England in the national team? Not really.
Yeah.
So his legacy will probably be defined by that, but you should be celebrating Wayne Rooney, and especially that he's younger than, as you keep telling me, which I don't think you're right, but sure. Sure. He's younger than Ronaldo. Sure. And age is just a number, according to, well, technically R. Kelly, but then also it's an R. Kelly joke. Calm down.
It's funny.
But my point being in this one is Ronaldo is younger in every form of footballing ability.
Yes, very much so.
But get more into the nitty gritty of what happens here.
Well, basically his quote, just briefly, I'll paraphrase it. He says, "Every time I was selected, it was a real privilege, but I believe now is the time to bow out." So. Yeah, 31 years of age. Players have played way past that. I mean, Buffon, come on, like these guys at international stage as well. International is different because obviously it's very competitive. A lot of younger players continuing to come through the ranks, and it demonstrates kind of this wave of a transition that's happening from all the expected international superstars that we will see in the World Cup is now going to start to adjust. Like, you're not going to see the Bastian Schweinsteigers, Wayne Rooney's, Andres Iniestas lighting up the World Cups. It's going to make room for the Paul Pogbas, the Antoine Griezmanns, who have already demonstrated this, and they're going to be the new wave of the faces of these countries. But regardless, let's run through a couple of the stats first. So, of course, 53 times total in 119 caps. 74 competitive games, 45 non-competitive games, 37 goals in competitive fixtures, 16 in non-competitive goals and assists. Basically, he had 16 assists competitive, 4 non-competitive. So, I mean, the stats for international, you have to understand that, I mean, as soon as you get to that realm of 40 plus 50 goals for a team, like, that's a phenomenal accomplishment. You're not playing consistently. You only have a certain select amount of games to be able to demonstrate your ability. So you went 156.1 minutes per game with a goal. So he will go down as England's greatest goal scorer until someone comes along. Is it going to be a Harry Kane? Hard to think at this stage. I know he's early in his career. I mean, Alan Shearer, we all know how phenomenal he was. Wayne Rooney just joined him in the 200 goal club. So there's no questioning the legacy that Wayne Rooney would leave behind if he was to just check out at the moment from football as a whole.
Do you have any specific England memory of Rooney, like a goal that comes to mind that you think would be his...
Just jealousy.
His most famous all-time goal in England?
Jealousy.
Just jealousy?
Yeah, just watching him being jealous. Yeah. My memory is...
Remember when I picked England to win to potentially win the Euros?
Yeah.
I'm picking them to win the World Cup too. So when I am right in 26 years about one of them, you'll be like, nobody counted England in, and they did it. You've been picking England every year for 26 years.
As far as my, I mean, as a Scotland fan, obviously you always looked down south and just out of envy and just being like, down there is tournaments.
Yeah,
they go to World Cups.
They go to tournaments and World Cups, but it's not like they're voicing.
No, I know it's not like they're exactly.
It's not like you're looking like it's not like if you look to the south east and you go, oh, Germany, man, that's who you should be jealous of.
Yeah, it's.
And if you look to the southwest, you got Portugal and Spain.
The thing about Wayne Rooney is I feel kind of bad for him because he was in this era of English football with the would've, could've, should've.
Should've, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like they're going to be remembered as that era where you had Lampard, Gerrard, Rooney, Beckham, and at certain points, like all playing together and still weren't able to accomplish what they really should have accomplished. You could attest that to management, you can attest it to anything, but regardless, he still will be remembered as a phenomenal football for England. But people will still always have that question mark. It's like, did he do it on the major stage? Because countless times Wayne Rooney, I think, went into hiding in big games, in World Cups and in Euros. But on countless occasions, he pulled England out of a hole. So yeah, it's undoubtedly a celebratory event to say this guy was a phenomenal player for this country. But anyone who retired in that era, same with Lampard, same with Gerrard, it's just like, man, if they all clicked. Even me, from not a fan of England, but a fan of these players, I just always wondered, like, why couldn't they really mesh together? Why were they not able to accomplish?
It's a big what if in probably footballing history.